All right, so let's move on to the that cheat. The playoff games last week are obviously incredible.
Yeah, I mean, really, a really awesome weekend of football. I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment, but I mean, that's one of the best weekends of football I've ever seen. I would have to go back and really look to see if there's anything better, but I mean, just that last game was unbelievable. I mean, we've never seen anything like that, really. I mean, I'm trying to think, but I mean, just that was crazy.
Yeah, 25 points in the last 2 minutes. Um,
I mean, yeah, you know,
yeah, it was one of those.
Dolphins fan, I feel weird saying I feel bad for Buffalo, but I mean, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it was one of those wow games. It was just I can't believe that it lived up to the expectations, and the end of the game was just back and forth, and nobody could stop anybody. Um, yeah, and I still can't believe Buffalo lost. I just
There was all this talk this week about them kicking off, and I didn't feel like there was enough talk about the two plays. I mean, the defense was just you all right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Some in your eye. The defense was just they were playing so far off the receivers, and like they were playing the sidelines, and it's like, guys, if you just don't allow them to get much on one play, they're probably not going to get a field goal attempt. And I just like the first play was a bubble screen to Tyreek Hill. They were like way off him. They just let him run right up the field. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? So everybody's criticizing the kickoff, but I was watching that during the game, and I think even Tony Romo was kind of commenting on it during the game. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you going to let him just run like that? Like, you got to, it's kind of like, well, what are you covering the end zone? They don't have time to score a touchdown. So yeah, I really think that the head coach and the defensive coordinator, you got to look at yourselves and go, that was a huge what the hell were we really misplayed that entire last 13 seconds from the kickoff on.
Yeah, I heard this week some arguments. Well, see, you can't even 13 seconds is too much time for Mahomes, and I'm like,
I disagree with that. 13 seconds is enough time. You can't screw up on the end like that. I mean, I don't. If you'd have bumped the receivers a little bit or just been right on them when they caught the ball, like they would have had a ridiculously long field goal. They probably wouldn't have made it. And they would have lost the game.
They should have just.
We get into overtime, but I just
and honestly, the defenders, you could have just grabbed a hold of them and held on to them. If you get a defensive penalty, it doesn't put more time back on the clock. So
yeah,
it's just I couldn't believe that the first play was one thing, but it's like if you just keep them to play to Kelsey, if you just let him catch it at 10 yards and tackle him, you're fine. It just blew my mind when he caught the ball and then they let him run 10 more yards after that. I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. I just really poor job by Buffalo, and they really didn't execute. But it didn't take away from how unbelievable the game was. It's the last 3 drives. I was like, oh, there's too much time. Oh, there's too much time. And then with 13 seconds, I thought, okay, they got him.
Yeah.
And it's just you can't let a team get 50 yards in 2 plays. It's just
and I feel bad for Josh Allen because it's like, dude, you did everything you needed to do to win the game. Like literally, he did everything he needed to do to win the game. And it's like your defense. I mean, literally, their defense really just had to make like one play. Just one freaking play, and they would have gone to the AFC Championship game. So